I'm going to be comparing the Lasko 22 tower space heater with the Lasko 155320 tower space heater. So first up, we can look at the heaters side by side from the front, and you may have noticed both come with remote controls that have just about the same buttons and functionality. You can see for the 22 version, that's what we'll be calling this guy, the 22. It has a larger remote that's not as compact and smaller buttons, whereas the other Lasko unit, you can see this remote control has larger buttons, but a smaller and more compact remote control. In regards to design, you can see on the 22, it's going to be a smidge taller. They're pretty much identical in height, but maybe just a smidge taller on the back than our other unit, but they follow the same design pattern. We have the oscillating base, the Lasko logo and branding down below. Then you can see we have our grill cover right here and our heater inside. Indicator light right here on this unit. We do not have that one in the same spot on the 22. Now let's go ahead, let's look at them from the side. So they follow a similar design profile and aesthetic on the sides. Again, we have just about the same screw placement, but different covers and paneling. Same can be said for the other side as well. You can see how they look. So looking at them from the back side, you can see, again, very similar placement for everything. We have our grip handle up top. I would say this unit has a slightly larger grip handle. They have the same air intake slots, as you can see, same pattern and design as well, even though the plastic's different. And then we have the integrated power cable at the base of both units. Now looking at the base of the unit, you can see to my left, we have the Lasko 22. It's got a larger footprint and base, but again, eerily similar to each other, and neither of these space heaters have any sort of tip over switch on the bottom, so keep that in mind. So looking at both units from the top, you can see for the Lasko 22, we have all of our buttons and controls down below, and then we have static font on our display up top, and then the buttons and controls just cycle an indicator light, an LED light, through the settings that you can choose and select. So it's not technically a screen or display, it's really just an indicator light going through the different options that you have. Whereas to the right, we actually have a display down here with our buttons up top. So now let's talk about performance. So first up with the Lasko 22, we peaked at 55.9 decibels for our max loudness. Whereas with our other Lasko unit, we peaked at 54.5 decibels. So we can round this up to 55 and we'll round that one up to 56. And that's a wash. They're both just about the same in regards to loudness. In fact, I would say listening to both together in the studio, you would not be able to tell them apart. So they're both fairly quiet. Now, in regards to heat, how hot do they get? Well, with our Lasko 22, this one peaked at 230 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas this unit peaked at 210 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if it's a mental thing just because I knew the temperatures. I did feel like this heat was maybe a little bit hotter than this unit. Obviously it measured that way, but I just swear like putting my hand nearby, and even right now the units have been off for a couple minutes. This one is still really warm on the grill, where this one is not as warm. So with that being said too, the heater itself might be a little bit further in, so when I'm measuring the temperature, it's not gonna read as hot. So there's a couple different variables there, but I would say you're not gonna notice a difference in temperature either.